Alright, here we are with Broken Worlds, Exalted, Skeleton Keys, episode 9.
Oh.
Yeah, we're on 9 already.
8, wow.
Yeah, we're already on 9, another 6 to go. I am Devin, the referee, and to my left we have X playing Y.
Nicole playing Tepid Burrell.
Kevin playing Poison Orchid.
Alright, team, what happened last session? Oh shit, we forgot to do the end of session thing.
Oh.
Ow, keep doing it. It keeps happening, listeners. We're so terrible at this.
Alright, so let's do that now.
And then we'll talk about what happened last session. Alright, first, you all mark an XP. Okay, did we fail in some regard?
No.
We super succeeded.
Did we expose ourselves to danger, cost, or retribution?
I don't think so. We did everything good. We got rid of previous retribution people.
You did, actually. Did we progress our story in a meaningful way? Yes.
Yes.
Simple, easy peasy. Fucking Lord. We'll learn someday, listeners.
We have enough to level up.
Oh boy, all you gotta do
It's
is...
your level plus 3, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So 4, 5, 6, 7. We have enough to level up.
Oh, you gotta find some time to train.
What time is it? I mean,
What time is it?
not even close to what I meant to say. What level are we at? 5? Is that one of the ones where you get special stuff?
I don't know
Or
what
is that
you're at.
6?
I don't know what level your own character
No, we're at
is.
7. We're at level 4, but I don't know if level 5 is the one where you get...
Tricks are for kids. At level 3, 6, and 9.
6, okay. I figured it would be 6 because the first one was 3, but...
Yeah. Alright, now that we've done the end of session move. What happened last session, guys?
We shook up an entire sleazy bar.
Tied a dude to a chair, and then made peace with some immaculate monks.
You made peace with a very colorful group of immaculate monks. Ghost immaculate monks.
Yep. Well, 5 colors plus
6.
1.
And you also did a bit of minion managing and scavenged up materials for a ritual to inure your gang against the dark exorcists of the No Hope Way.
Mm-hmm.
So, where would we like to open this day, players?
I suppose we don't really have anything to do other than just head for,
And
where's...
skull.
Yeah, supposedly where her hideout is.
All right.
So, just to clarify, we don't hate Aunt Skull, right?
I don't think we've ever met her, so
Like
no.
we don't know anything bad about her other than she's a vague criminal type that has weird magic. But she might know where the board game is. That's why we want to talk to her.
Yes.
Okay.
She's been providing artifacts. Like, I think she manages the sale of artifacts and whatnot in the city.
Black market. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, you follow the advice of your informant and go to a part of the town that's been a little bit derelict. It's been having problems. There's not as many people going through there, and there's a lot of missing folk. And there's an actual like crack in the mountain face that heads inside. It looks like it's been worked and opened up with like pickaxes and mined and turned into an actual opening. Inside, the interior has been reinforced like a mine or an underground basement would be. There's brickwork and petrified wood. There are hanging sconces full of smoke and blue flame. The floor has channels cut into it to allow that gauzy, inky water to kind of flow on through and divert. And it actually leads into a small undercity. Like there's a roof complex that's been smoothed over and turned into sort of a dome that's had like intricate carvings put into it to replicate the sky outside. You know, stars have been carved in with like polished stone and paint. Suns, constellations, clouds.
There's no actual sky in the underworld, though, right?
No, it's darkness forever.
I thought so. Yeah.
Forever. Ever. Anyway, there's maybe 2-3 dozen buildings down in this underground kind of city pocket. They look like they have the same aesthetic that you'd see from maybe a Look-Shy outpost. squat military-style buildings defended with, walls and lookout towers on them. There's trees that are growing out of the ground here that are gnarled and dead that have faces, on them, and blue paraffin kind of burning in their mouths. Not really advancing because the wood looks like it's can't just give up to fire anymore.
So no magnesis. Check their mouths for trests.
There you go. And in the corner of this little underground complex is what looks like a city square that's set up in effigy of an execution site. There are gallows and trees set up, like actual hangman gallows. And what would be crowds and sort of like stools and chairs that were set up to observe. They've all been tossed around and moved. The ground is scuffed like there was a conflict here. And an ill, sour wind blows through the trees, making a whistling sound, and moves the many nooses that have, like, stained lacquered blood in them. So, yeah, this was your tip-off point.
But it's abandoned right now?
It does look abandoned right now.
Do we want to just go in, like, clanging some pots together, being like, yo, come out to talk to us?
Perhaps it might be best if you scout about.
Fair. Alright, yeah, I'll do that.
Alright. So, you're going to scout and look for trouble, look for signs of people. Okay, let me briefly... Okay, so Nicole's Burrell's scouting is going to be a prize secrets roll to tear the secrets from this area as you scout and look for signs of hidden people. So plus mind.
Hidden people and or passageways.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
5.
Oh. You can ask any one of the questions from the list.
Alright, let me find what that list is again. Fuck off.
As you've missed. You've missed most terribly.
Right.
Which means cool stuff happens.
Okay, I'm going to ask what seems false or deceitful. Because if there's hiding people or secret passageways, that sounds like the question I need to ask.
Alright. Let me pause while
Or I could ask what
contemplate.
could be useful to me. What do you...
You know what, let's pause while you contemplate, because I also have to look at the response move and just contemplate what answer I can give you.
Okay.
Alright, we're back. So, as you're investigating for the people here, what was the question you had asked?
What is false or deceitful?
Okay, you see a Buddhist-style statue in one of the small temples in this underground city, and you're pretty sure it's that it's hollow and would lead to an underground passage if you were to smash your way through it.
Alright, I'm gonna smash it.
Alright, you smash it and it's not hollow. When it breaks, it's actually made of jade.
Oh no, it was keeping ghosts inside!
No.
Oh.
Or maybe. But it's like a big hunk of jade.
Oh. Okay. Like, did I hurt myself? Is that what
No.
you're trying to say here?
No, you broke open the... This actually happens in real-life Buddhism. You broke open the stupid plaster cover to reveal it's full of riches.
Okay.
Riches for you.
Steal from that skull.
I'm more concerned that if I pick it up, it'll be like... and the fucking giant ball will come.
The giant ball? Like the mask from Super Mario 2? When you take the key, the mask from Mario 2 shows up, and it's all like, give me the back of the key.
Oh.
Give me back my skull.
Yeah, I guess I'll pick it up.
Pocket it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Alright.
It's worth money.
Okay. I'll come back.
Did you find anything?
I found money.
Well, that's always good.
Where?
Oh, they just left that in the open?
It was covered in not jade.
Oh.
But, I broke it open and found the jade. I didn't find any secrets here, though.
Oh, that's fine. I suppose stealing from her is as good of any as a introduction. I suppose we'll search then.
You're gonna send your gang out to figure it out?
Yeah.
Spend boss. I think this is your last boss.
No, I had 3. I gained 1 last session.
Oh, so you're going to be at boss 1 after this?
No, boss 2. It goes up to 3, and I had 3.
Yeah, and then you spent it to make them find the guy and went down to 2.
Oh, okay.
And then you're going to spend it again. It's down to 1.
Good point. 8, 9, 10.
10? Perfect. You send your minions out to every corner of this place to find signs of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. They come back. One of the smarter ones, one of the ones that has glasses. Hey, boss, we found something. You both need to come this way.
All right.
Waves you through. Alright. He brings you into one of those other temple rooms. It looks like it's almost like a CN style funerary chamber. And like all the guys, like probably 4 or 5 of them are all like holding hands in like a circle, and they're all like standing on top of a plinth, and they're jumping on it, and it's going down slightly, but not a lot. Like we think that goes down if it's like pressed down a lot.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting.
Good job. So we'll look into this and try to figure out if there's a way to lower it without putting a bunch of people on top.
Yeah, this looks like it uses like a counterweight to push it down.
Okay. Something heavy then?
Yeah.
Can I air blast it?
It presses down, and then it'll slide back up.
Oh, somewhere else we need to put weight on, is what you're saying? Or
No, you have to weigh it down.
Oh.
Maybe with your jade statue.
Oh, yeah, okay. I didn't realize how heavy it was.
Jade is fucking heavy, honey.
Heavier than all those dudes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't realize.
How big is the statue? I thought it was like.
I thought it was like this big. I
No,
was
it's
okay.
like a Buddha.
That's big. I thought it was like, a little thing. Are you gonna pocket it? I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like, I pick it up, and you didn't say anything, so I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you
obviously
pick
I
up
can.
and pocketed it. You're a hunter. You can hide stuff on you.
It would have made it funnier if you'd pulled like a royal and had the entire thing in your bag. You're like, no, I didn't find anything, and it's just bulging out.
I assume that's what you did, because like you had like you put it in your cloak because you're a hunter. You can hide stuff on you. You're a thief.
See, I can only hide weapons on me. I don't have any supernatural ability to hide stuff in my clothes.
It could be a bludgeon.
I mean, you're exalted.
Also, money's a weapon.
So you take out the Buddha statue,
Yeah.
put it on, and it goes down and locks in. You hear clicking sounds, and one of the there's a funerary sarcophagus area where like you put a body to like get it prepped for embalming, and it slides aside to a staircase.
Excellent.
Your gang members swarm over it and start like trying to flip it up on its side.
Why?
So we can take the Buddha statue.
Oh, that's fair.
I mean, we can take it when we leave.
They've already done it. Like they've already like ripped it on its side and broken it. Like they have tools and pry bars and they're just smashing into it to keep it from closing on us.
Fair enough. We won't take it with us down there, so be sure to hide it.
Payday, payday. They take it off the plinth and scurry away with it to bury it.
I guess we'll head down.
No, actually, 2 strong ones just take it and leave. They leave this entire scene. They're going back to your house. They're just gonna run like all the way back to the mansion, like through the streets with a giant jade Buddha.
Huffing and puffing all the way.
No one's gonna stop them, I imagine.
They hope not. They're like, this will be the one time no one's gonna mug us. We're not even gonna leave it here. We're gonna take it home and put it in our vault.
And polish it.
I don't speak Polish.
Why? It never occurred to me that those words were spelled the same until I saw that.
Right? Okay. You guys go down. This is a crypt. It looks like it's like a secret like section of this temple, and it goes down. Staircase, probably 3 people abreast. It looks like it's used for carrying like goods up and down. There are hanging, swinging lanterns that are full of incense and smoke, and still lit fire around here. Like it looks like there was some sort of fire that happened in this structure, and like some of the bricks are still burning. There's smoke everywhere. There's embers dancing around.
Is this a literally it was just on fire, or a this is the building's death marks?
Building's death marks.
Okay.
Like the smoke doesn't leave past the secret entrance.
Okay.
It just stops.
A lot of stuff down here that, burned to the ground.
That's how most places go away forever. They burn to the ground.
True enough.
Forest fires, man. Violent combat, being raised and ravaged by raiders.
Yeah, I guess flooding and burning would be the most common types of buildings.
Yeah, a flash flood? Gone. How do you wipe out a city or a temple super fast? A natural disaster.
Oh man, Nexus would look interesting.
Yeah, it would. Nexus would be a nightmare.
Just radiating everywhere.
Yep. But eventually you guys get to the bottom steps, and it looks large Gothic architecture, like big arches, corridors that have a lot of ceiling to them. It looks like the walls have bodies stacked up into alcoves in them that go up maybe 15 bodies high. Like just shelves of alcoves, almost like a library for people. Your gang's able to kind of just spread out around you.
Perfect.
Is there anything in the drawers?
Yeah, there are bodies all in these drawers. Like corpses and like calcified, like mummified bodies.
If only I had these since Adam move.
If only. A tomb. A arrow whizzes by your collective heads. Again.
From which direction?
Straight ahead to the end of this hallway. There have been many like wooden platforms set up over the sort of exit, and you can see people, maybe 24 of them. They're dressed in lacquered and leather kind of outfits that are deep black. They're covered. It looks like they've dyed their skin and stuff to like just stay, concealed in the darkness. And even without firelight to light them, they're just like notching arrows and firing at you guys.
There's shelves you mentioned?
Yep.
I'm going to command my men to like pull up some of the shelves and use them as shields.
Oh my god.
And just kind of start walking towards the end of the corridor.
They start pulling out sarcophagi and bodies and like stacking them up and like using the rope and stuff they have with them to lash them together and start making like moving body walls.
Perfect.
I could have just, air blasted the arrows.
Oh, do you want to do that?
I can do that instead if you want to not pull up all the bodies.
Oh, we can do both.
We can do both.
We need to show these people we mean business.
So yeah, the mob starts advancing towards the arrow people. How are you guys going to overcome the challenge of being pelted by arrows?
Stop. Well, oh, you're going to attack them, or?
Just air blast the arrows. If I'm doing air all the time, then you can't fucking attack me, right? Or the wind fuck up the arrows? Plus we have giant shields that just happened.
I meant more when you get closer to them and they, start being able to get a better bead on you and more accurate. More power in their, bowstring. Like, you're able to approach them pretty much just fine now with your little plan.
Yeah.
Do we want to just tell them why we're here?
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
We're here to see Ant's skull.
They don't respond to that. They just keep firing at you guys. A lot of people are here to see Ant's skull, it would seem. As you're walking, you actually do see bodies of other ghosts that have been riddled with arrows just nearby.
So do you mean that these guys are also invading this place, or that they are defenders?
These guys have killed people who have tried to come down here.
Okay,
and have left their bodies out for intruders to see. There's a few, there's like 24 bodies just littered around this area, this kind of waterlogged, burning area, but they've set up a barricade that they're firing down from.
We are a champion of death and a champion of the Blessed Isle. It's just laying down your weapons and talking this out before we get too close. You have until we reach the end of this corridor.
Are you going to do anything to sort of sweeten the deal, to sort of make it look like you mean business?
Oh, yeah. Sure. We could probably kill a few of them.
Or just drink your thing and become a monster. That works really well.
Jillikers.
Although it might impede further talking when we need to talk to them.
Also, I'll fill up this entire hall.
Oh, I forgot how.
No?
No, this place is huge.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
You know, in Lord of the Rings, where they go through the Mines of Moria, and it's just like big stone archways. It's like that.
Okay, I was picturing more.
15
Skyrim.
bodies tall.
I was picturing Skyrim, where it's like narrower, little underground place where all these fucking mummies are gonna come alive and kill you.
No, it's big enough for his gang to spread around him.
Okay. Okay, yeah, show of power, Raleigh.
There we go. Alright, well, it sounds like with you using your Bloodborne style monstrousness, that we are in the presence of a bend will motion. So, plus heat.
Alright, and I'm going to use a power die for this.
Oh boy. Ooh-wee.
Also to show off to the gang.
There we go.
Because you get more blast when you do that, right?
There we go.
5, 6, 7,
Plus
8,
heat.
9, 10.
10 plus? So yeah, you turn into a cleric beast and impress your gang with what you're about to do here, and throw out that threat of you have until we get to you. And they sort of hold back as your anima bonfire burns through this place, making that black strobe light.
Yeah,
It's a good trick.
Starts to feed into the darkness that we've been walking through.
All right, they stop shooting at you as you guys are approaching. A few of them like run off the little wood bridge they made and sort of leave, but there's still like 10, 12 of them up there.
Mm-hmm. We aren't here to begin a gang war or anything of the sort. We simply wish to speak with your leader.
I simply wish to speak with your leader.
I'm not going to do the growly voice.
No,
but
because
yeah.
that kills you, but yeah.
I spent several seasons doing the growly voice. I can't do that again.
You sound
This
like a
kills the
monster. You don't have to. You don't have to actually put the thing in for it. It's fine.
Despite the fact his mouth doesn't move.
Ooh, I forgot about that. That's even creepier.
Right? Basically, a lot of these archers run. Like, they just leave. Some stay behind, and like others look like they're running, but not like in terror. They look like they're going to get people. Eventually, someone walks up and kind of like opens like a side gate in the wood walls, like the wood bridges they've built. And no one's there to guide you. They just opened it.
That's fair. I think we'll just continue on.
None of them are getting close to you.
That's for the best. Anima bonfire.
All right. Well, let me just. Okay. Deeper down you go. Through the corridor they open up. And as you continue along, there's still burning damage and whatnot, and eventually opens up into. I don't have a good way to describe it other than Japanese manner. Like, what?
This makes me feel intimidating.
I know, right? The Cassern soundtrack is astounding. But like it has the wood and paper wall design, the floorboards that squeak in certain areas to let you know intruders are coming. The garden and the court. It looks like this whole area basically changes its geography as you get deeper down into being like almost like a shogun's castle. And there's burning everywhere. Like this place is on fire. That kind of dim blue pyre flame. There are imprints of people's shadows on the wall. There is like discarded armor and burning clothing. There are dead horses and birds kind of just like nailed to places with needles.
Jesus.
There looks like what looks like an actual like katana wielding soldier like holding and ready to draw in the middle of like a grass courtyard, and he's on fire. Like his meat and like skeleton are exposed, and he's just burning like he's made of wax. And your entourage, and you're walking.
And we're walking.
There are wind chimes and sutras everywhere, like occult seals on all of the doors and buildings. There are bloody footprints on the floorboards above you as you're walking, like they've soaked through the wood.
Hey, boss.
Oh, yeah, sure. One moment. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, footprints on the floorboards above, like soaking through actual distinct, like footprints in blood. This place looks like there was something bad happened here. Your gang's keeping close, keeping an eye out. In the distance, in the wind, like as the kind of chimes in the wind howl through the broken door and glass, there is a sort of main building with a door that is closed, but the wind will actually blow it open and slam it on its hinge, like not on like a hinge, but it's like a sliding door. So it looks like some wind will like slam it open on its sliding rails, and then it'll just slide back, but not close completely, like it's inviting you.
Perhaps we should have asked more questions from Fingor about Aunt Skull.
He did say he never met her face to face. He simply knowed where she'd hidden.
Right.
A woman of her repute likely would keep away from the public eye.
Fair enough. Should we go into the spooky door?
Yes.
Alright, you guys walk on through. Like, the door stops moving as soon as you guys get within, like, 5-10 feet of it. It just stops. And you just kind of open it the rest of the way and go inside. It's dark in here. Fireflame candles light up slowly as you enter, like, kind of illuminating the room. And let me just...
Yeah, there we go.
And all the lights come on. And you are in the domain of Aunt Skull. The room has an air of aristocracy to it. It has murals and paintings hanging from the wall. There are those room dividers up that you've used to change behind with like clothing and gowns kind of flipped over it. There are chairs and seats to kind of sit at and have tea. What else would you have in creation? All of the sort of furniture here, like tables that have weird things on them. But the furniture itself, the hardware is made of petrified wood, oak. Some of them are made of metal, like cold iron that's been painted, like with ceramic paints. There seems to be a bed of sorts behind one of those curtain dividers, like one of those kind of wood panel dividers just off in the corner, like it's a mat to sleep on, that people sleep on. The shelves here are covered in weird things. Amulets on human torsos that have been like mummified and have their arms and like their bottom section done, but it's just like their mummified head and an amulet on it. The amulet itself like moving and turning and making clicking noises. There are jars with human remains in them, and the remains are still moving, and they're human, they're not ghost remains. There's a sword in a case that's chained down with silken threads, and it strains against it. There are books in a bookcase, but the bookcase has like lock bars on it, and the books themselves twist and turn and make whispering sounds that are muffled by cloth that's been kind of put over top of them behind the bar. There's a hand on the counter providing more illumination than the rest of the candles. It's a man's hand, and each of the fingertips has been turned into a candle of sorts. What?
Oh, I want a Hand of Glory. That'll solve my sneaking issues.
What?
Hands of Glory lets you see in the dark so that you can see but everyone else can't see.
What? What mythology is that from?
It's from Harry Potter. I assume she stole it from somewhere.
My God. She did steal from somewhere.
Yeah, where like if you have it, you can see, but no one else can see because it's dark.
The lit flames on it are all red, except for the thumb, which is blue, and the hand itself looks like it's a little bit bigger than you expect from a person. I think it's scaled just a little wrong. And all around, the inside here is much more welcoming than the outside of the kind of castle campus. There's no signs of like blood marks or smoke or murder. But there's a small room behind it, and it has like murals on the door and whatnot, and it slides open, and a woman enters. She is in her probably late 50s. She has black skin. It looks like she comes from the south. You can't really place where. It's hard to tell. Oh, and she's alive.
Huh.
Yeah. She's dressed in, I don't know, you can't really place it. It looks like it's clothing that comes from Harbor Head. It could be chiaroscuro, though. Like it's very desert apparel wear. Though she's wearing sandals, like the kind you'd expect from like the Realm or Lookshy. Yeah, her hair's done up with like a jade and soul steel pick that has an actual human eye on it that looks like it's been crystallized and moves around and looks. And yeah, she keeps her hands folded in her clothes. Hello there, darlings.
Hi.
You must be the Exalts that have been moving about my estate. Would you
Yes.
like some tea?
Thank you. Aunt Skull, I presume?
You can call me Auntie. Aunt Skull was my mother's name. She said with a smile.
Orchid sits down and kind of extends a claw so that his gang might start polishing the enormous claws or claw tips on him.
Polish.
Polish.
I don't speak Polish. When she reveals her hand, like to kind of gesture to the area to sit, which cannot fit you, you're a cleric beast. The hand she has is white, like pale skinned, and has like stitch marks going across it. That have the stitch marks themselves, if you zoom in with your noticing player eyes, can tell are like old realm characters around the stitch marks.
Oh. Fancy.
She gives off a palpable pressure, like the atmosphere changing on the plane of something's up with her.
Can I suss out what the symbols might mean?
How good is your education?
I mean, I went to a school in the Blessed Isle, so very.
How good was your education in like old realm occult stuff?
I don't know what kind of education they give for that.
Alright, well, if you really want it, probably Query the Cosmos knowledge.
Okay. So, just plus mind.
Yep, plus mind.
I got a 7.
A 7. Query Cosmos. The sutras and sort of like Aztec-style prayer blocks that is Old Realm language seem to tell a story of Rations, like those horrible lizard crow pests, stealing fire from the sun and using it to blind a village, and then them feasting on the charred flesh of them and like living inside their bodies as a host.
Ooh, no. That's creepy and interesting, but yes, not directly useful.
Not directly useful.
Exactly as it says it should be.
Like it's basically like an Egyptian style kind of storytelling across like her wrist as she kind of just moves around and like picks up the tea kettle. Yeah, she picks up the kettle and kind of just puts her hand to her mouth and like just kind of makes a breathing out sound at the kettle, and you hear boiling on the inside of it.
Our apologies for the unannounced intrusion, but in this city I have found that without direct action, these things take some time.
Oh, that's quite all right, darling. You're young, and sometimes the obvious way is the only one that presents itself. Now, I hear you've come into possession of something of mine. Do you know what that could be?
We've come into possession of objects. Oh, we stole her statue, that's what she meant. I thought she meant the book. I didn't say that in character, by the way.
The jade statue outside?
Oh, the jade statue outside. That's interesting, darling. Go on.
Not what you were speaking of, I imagine, but it's likely somewhere. We can bring it back if necessary.
I'm not interested in statues of old fat men. I have plenty of those.
Well, we also came into possession of a book that had been in the hands of a presumptuous young sorceress.
Again, something that used to belong to an old fat man. The elephant guy.
Ah,
So what are you speaking of?
There's a man with a silly name, and he told you where my cozy apartment is, and in doing so forfeited his autonomy to me. I do hope you'll be a dear and deliver that. I wouldn't want to have to go out and get it on my own. There's a chill rain going out in the city topside.
My apologies, madam, but I made a promise to this man that we would keep him safe.
He made a promise to me not to betray my secrets. And really, it's so much to ask to grant a old woman her request.
Unfortunately, I am a man of my word.
Well, I'm sure that'll clear itself out then. That's okay.
I'm certain. On to the matter at hand, though. We are searching for a game board of sorts.
Idle distractions to while away your living heart.
Still living, yes. It once belonged to a young Death Knight who would quite like it back, actually.
And what does this have to do with my studies and my entourage? I'm afraid I'm a little at a loss.
Well, you are clearly a woman who sees these manners of things passing through her hands from time to time. You seem a collector of the eclectic and the occult. Perhaps you might have possessed it, passed it on.
Perhaps one has possessed it. But can one possess something as dangerous as a game board that plays with the people around it?
Yeah, you understand its nature then.
Nature is like a book. You can read most of the information from the leaflet on the inside. It's the content that most people want.
Indeed, and this is very dangerous, important content.
So is anything that passes through my halls. Except for statues of fat men.
Then might you point us in the direction of this game board if you have passed it on to another...
I might, but I'm afraid I have so many problems I'm dealing with. The front of it being that I have to send someone I can trust to dispatch of a troublesome oathbreaker, but I wouldn't worry about it. I have resources to deal with it. It's just so stressful. But maybe there's something else I could have you do if that's a little bit out of your wheelhouse. Something a little easier.
Well, I would trust no one would do something so foolish as to wander onto my property and, spill blood in such a place.
Oh, I'm sure no blood shall be spilt in your place, darling. Look where you live. But yes, you should trust no one. That's a very wise position to take. These things have a way of sorting themselves out. He'll undoubtedly come to his senses and return himself to me, one way or another. Probably he'll get guilty for hurting this old woman's heart and find a reason to come back.
I'm sure. Then what is it we can do for you?
I'm old, and I'm having just the worst time managing my finances now that my newest, oldest dear husband has passed on to the next life. And I'm afraid that I have grown a bit harried trying to manage my estate and my vassals within. It happens. Widowers and all. If you could manage to clean up some of the more problematic envoys I have here, just to take care of it. I think that would be good enough for me to give you your little game board.
Assassination.
Oh. No, nothing so delicate. On my campus, I have a few dozen vassals that have failed me in ways your friend has, actually. And they simply need to go away. They think they're getting one more chance to redeem themselves to our school. And they think by striking down the Deathwalker and his mortal concubine, that they will win their good graces into my heart.
I wonder where they got that idea.
This city is gross for rumors and for tearing down independent women. Just look at that Candlemaker Guild and their whoresome artisans.
I don't like her. Sorry, this is out of character, just to clarify. I'm just saying that in character, but I do not like this woman. I don't want to do the things she asks because she's clearly a bad person.
She's also apparently set it up so that her, lessers are trying to hunt us down.
Yeah, and that's obvious. That's all going to happen anyways, regardless. So we're gonna have to deal with them. Well, we can probably convince them to join our side. You have really good talking powers.
She hasn't even convinced them. They're in a room waiting for you guys to walk in to get ambushed. This is what she details out. They're in a room hiding with knives ready because you're gonna walk in and get ambushed.
We should just get those people to join our side instead. Fuck her.
Just start beating her with her own table.
She knows what we want. We want something from her, so we need to get it from her. But
And also she's selling, dangerous artifacts to people at random, just
right?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Fuck her.
You don't like Aunt Skull?
No, she's a bad person.
She's just evil.
And also she's trying to break onto my manor to kill someone. So.
No, she's not going to do that at all. The Fingor Death Metal will find his own reason to leave your safety and go to her and give himself up. Because he has friends and family.
Ah!
Who you did promise to protect.
No, he should have brought that up. What a poor bastard.
I assumed it was just him.
Or she'll just track down his living family members. Then she gets to kill them twice.
Fuck her, right?
And she's a crime lord, and she's strong.
Okay, so it appears you have made your own problem here, then.
I don't think so. That's not really how it works in my little curio shop.
Well, see, you have made our meeting inevitable through your foolish dealings with mortal ghosts, selling them artifacts that would clearly work to their detriment.
I trade in things people want, not necessarily what they should have.
Such irresponsibility could bring great destruction to the city that I've worked so hard to stabilize.
And yet you've never sought me out to see what I could provide to the city in your time here.
You simply weren't important enough.
Such is the fate of an old spinster like myself.
I'm sure. Could just attack her.
It's a standoff.
Because no, I do not want to do what she wants.
We have your gang, right?
Yeah, the gang's right here.
Yeah.
Entrances to this area?
The one you came in and the one she came in from. Are we looking at the combat?
Not so much combat, so much as... it is actually combat stuff.
It is combat.
Kind of looking around and trying to figure out, various parts of this room, like, danger spots or where she could ambush us from?
It's a fairly simple room. There's a lot of cover because there's like little wood panel dividers up. But other than that, it's a fairly straightforward arena. People could like hide behind cover and get under like, drawers and dressers and stuff.
I don't know how to play this.
Right? I do not. I think also the reason I like her so much not, which is a sentence, is because she's being all like deceitful, basically.
She's deceiving you. She has a persona. She's a helpless old aunt.
But she's not fooling anyone with that at all.
She doesn't have to. And besides, you people are powerful. To like a ghost or something, or just some mortal guy, it works a lot more than you think. Because they don't have the option to hit the violence button.
Anyone has that option. A person with no legs and no arms has the option for a violence button.
Mercy, mercy. So, do you want to pause and just start?
Oh, I thought we were...
Oh no, we're still talking.
Oh,
We're
okay.
shooting the shit. Do you want me to pause?
Sure.
Alright, we're back.
So Orchid just kind of glances over at Burrell.
We exchange a look.
I think we have come to a decision then.
Oh, really?
You are a blight on this city, Anti-Skull. You are a weed in a garden of roses. And I think it is time you were plucked.
My, it's been a long time since a gentleman has offered to pluck my rose. You can hear the sounds of weapons unsheathing in the area.
I knew she was going to make a joke like that when he phrased it that way.
It's a good retort.
He slowly starts to rise up onto his hind legs, kind of dropping his gang members off.
Climbing off of you.
Then it is time to trim those thorns off.
Promise? And we'll end it there on that creepy, creepy exchange.
Rose puns.
Are you hitting on an older black woman?
Why not?
Alright. So before we fucking leave for the night, end of session move.
End of session.
End of session move. End of session move. Bingo. You know what I just forgot? Absolute bastard, that Ioma.
Yep.
Someone to go back to and be like, hey, you want to hang out?
He's off doing his thing.
Well, he'll
Okay,
probably
that
be back in
makes sense.
town.
Hmm.
Like, you want to go go-karting or something? Anyway, everyone mark XP.
Mm-hmm.
Did you fail in some regard this episode?
No.
No, I don't think you did. Did you expose yourselves to danger?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you've progressed your story in a meaningful way, definitely, because you're here at Aunt Skull, who has the thing and the murder.
We're about to start punching.
Yeah, it's going to be a ballroom blitz. So that's another one. So another 3.
So we have 10 XP right now.
Perfect. Oh, Nicole, your phone. All right. Well, I was Devin,
Nicole?
Kevin?
and this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.